Long before Britain had a name, long before its hills were marked by farms or its rivers shaped by cities, this land was simply a quiet corner of a vast, cold world. The last great glacier were beginning to melt, and as the ice retreated, the land breathed again. New forests spread across the valleys, animals returned to long frozen routes, and slowly, cautiously, people followed. Their world had no borders, no villages, and no written story. Everything they understood came from watching the sky, the seasons, and the ground beneath their feet. In those early days, Britain was not an island at all. A wide plain called Doggerland connected it to Europe, a stretch of lakes, rivers, and grassland now lost beneath the North Sea. Families traveled across it without realizing it would one day disappear forever. They lived lightly, building temporary shelters from branches, shaping tools from flint, and moving with the herds that kept them alive. As the climate warmed, the forests thickened and people adapted. They learned the behavior of the land, the paths of migrating animals, and the quiet signs that warned of storms. Their knowledge was deep, practical, and passed on only through memory. Thousands of years later, rising seas transformed everything. Doggerland slowly sank beneath the water, cutting off the land we now call Britain from the continent. What had been a route became a coastline. What had been a plain became a sea. Isolation reshaped life. Instead of wandering, people began shaping the land, clearing small fields, raising cattle, and building homes that lasted through the seasons. Long barrows, chambered tombs, and stone circles began appearing across the landscape. Structures built with astonishing care, aligned with the movements of the sun and marking moments that mattered to the people who created them. These stones and earthworks carried meaning, memory, and ceremony, even though the exact stories behind them have faded with time. Among the traces left behind is one of Britain's most remarkable individuals, the man now known as Cheddar Man. Found deep within a cave in Somerset, he lived nearly 10,000 years ago. His remains reveal a picture of the people who first called this landscape home, hunters living close to the land, shaped by the challenges and opportunities of a newly warming world. Over the centuries, new groups continued to arrive from the continent: farmers, metalworkers, and early Celtic-speaking communities. They blended with them, adding new threads to a tapestry that had already been forming for thousands of years. By the time written history begins, Britain had already lived through entire ages of human experience: the ice retreating, lands drowning, forests rising, monuments built, and cultures reshaped again and again. The story of the first Britons is not one of kings or battles. It is quieter than that. It is the story of people who adapted, endured, and shaped their world with patience rather than power. People whose footprints still lie beneath fields, whose tools rest under layers of soil, and whose ancient choices help form the landscape we walk across today. And though their names are lost, their presence remains, in the stones that greet the sunrise, in the paths that cross the countryside, and in the deep history that quietly supports everything we now call home. That, my friend, is the British way.